The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. Good morning, afternoon, evening. My name is Ron Juckett. Welcome to the program for this 5th day of August, 2024. A huge doubleheader day today on Retro Sports Network. We'll get back to the hockey in a couple of weeks. Today, it is 3 of the top 4 teams in the American League East in separate games, of course. As we get into, I forget what day it is, August 20th. So we're almost through the month of August here. We start at Fenway Park with the Oakland A's and Boston Red Sox. The Red Sox have won 4 straight. They're 69-52. They do control their own destiny in the American League East. However, they don't have a better record than who they're playing today, the Oakland A's. Oakland is 70-53. They technically, I believe, would be like a half game or a game up on the Red Sox for first place in the, if they were in the same division. However, Oakland is 8 games behind Minnesota in the American League West. They have a better record than the Red Sox, who I believe have a 2-game record lead in the American League East. It'll be Wilcam Boyd and Todd Burns in this one. Then following this, unless the game goes past 1 o'clock, will be the Milwaukee Brewers and the Toronto Blue Jays. So, and they are respectively 3rd and 4th in the AL East. That's a big one there. So, make up doubleheader for all the construction work going on. We'll be with you Wednesday as well. And I think we're doing the Mets and the Dodgers then. So that's what we got for you. The A's and the Red Sox, followed by the Brewers and the Blue Jays. Next! As soon as I... Yeah, you know. Oops. What the heck happened? Am I still on? As Retro Sports Network presents... No idea what happened here. Retro Sports Network presents Major League Replay 88. The first of a doubleheader on this Monday from Fenway Park in Boston, as the Boston Red Sox face the Oakland Athletics. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. And I don't know why I'm seeing myself. Well, I have no idea what that was. Now I see a relatively live picture of what my screen is showing you. That was weird. I saw the open and I saw me talking on camera, and I know that the lag is not that long, so apologies if you just kind of sat there and looked at all this. So here we go. Here's a lineup for the A's for you in Game 1 of this doubleheader. Louis Polonia will lead off in left field. Dave Henderson in center will bat second. Jose Canseco is in right. He'll go third. Mark McGuire is at first. He'll bat fourth. Don Baylor, the DH, he'll go fifth. Carney Lansford will hit sixth at third. Ron Hassey behind the plate will bat seventh. Glenn Hubbard at second will go eighth. Walt Weiss at short will bat ninth. And Earl Cam Boyd, making his next to last start of the year, should go roughly 06 on a good day. Now what? Ugh. We are just having a time today. So let's tell you about Earl Cam Boyd. Again, making his 22nd start of the year, 6-6, a 5.93 ERA. He's 29 years old, fastball at 88, and a fly ball plus pitcher. He last pitched, we're doing the games of August 20th today. Boy, he hasn't pitched in a month. His last start was July 26th against the Rangers. In a 2-1 win, he went 6 2/3, 97 pitches, 5 hits. A run it was earned. He walked 2 and struck out 5. So 121 in a third innings, 157 hits, 84 runs, 80 earned, 24 homers, 38 walks, and 58 strikeouts. We showed you the Oakland lineup. Here's the Red Sox defensively. Mike Greenwell a 5 and a 3 in left. Ellis Burks is a 7 and 5 in center. Dwight Evans a 6 and an 8 in right. Wade Boggs a 7 at third. Spike Owen a 7 at short. Marty Barrett a 5 at second. Todd Benzinger a 2 at first. Rich Gedman an 8 and a 7 behind the plate. And Boyd is a 7 on the mound with a .920 fielding percentage. So after kind of off like a herd of thunder and turtle start, here we go. It is a beautiful day in Boston, 74 degrees. Winds out to right at 7. And so enjoy this split doubleheader with you, with us. Louis Polonia at 268, a home run and 9 RBI. And this one starts with a fly ball to right. Dewey should get there, and there is one out. For Dave Henderson, who always gets a good cheer here in Boston, hitting .285, 17 homers, and 74 RBI. Game 124 for Oakland, game 123 for Boston. And as we said in the double open, or whatever that was at the start, the Red Sox have the worst record, but they're the ones that have the lead. Oakland starts this Saturday, 8 games behind the Twins. Pitch to Henderson. Hendu into left field. Greenwell moves over, will make the catch, and there's 2 quick out. For Jose Canseco, hitting .314, 29 homers, and 94 RBI. Boyd's pitch. Canseco strikes out. So we chased one out of the zone, and that'll retire the side. The Oakland goal is in order. No runs, no hits, and no errors. And after half an inning here, it is Oakland nothing. Here come the Red Sox. So Todd Burns, he's 25 years old. He is a fastball pitcher that throws at 88 and a ground ball pitcher. He is making his 10th of 14 starts for Oakland. He is 2-2 for the A's with a .346 ERA. His last start came 8 days ago against the Angels. A 6-2 win where he went 8 innings, 118 pitches, 5 hits, 2 runs all earned. He walked 2 and struck out 5. He's been injured in 2 starts this year, once against the Tigers and another against the Angels. He's thrown 54 2/3, 52 hits, 21 runs all earned, 4 homers. He's walked 20 and struck out 44. In the lineup he'll face this afternoon, Wade Boggs leads off at third. Marty Barrett will play second and bat second. Dwight Evans and Wright will go third. Mike Greenwell cleans up in left. Ellis Burks in center will bat fifth. Todd Benzinger at first goes sixth. Larry Parrish gets the DH duties today instead of Jim Rice. He'll bat seventh. Spike Owen at short goes eighth. And Rich Gedman is behind the plate. He'll get the majority of the work behind the plate to finish the year. He will bat ninth. And Burns actually has a pretty good endurance. He should go about 120 pitches. If he goes well, that should get him into the eighth. Defensively for Oakland, Louis Polonia a 5 and a 3 in left. Dave Henderson a 7 and a 4 in center. Canseco a 6 and a 9 in right. Carney Lansford a 4 at third. Walt Weiss an 8 at short. Glenn Hubbard a 6 at second. McGuire a 7 at first. Ron Hassey a 5 and a 4 behind the plate. And Burns is a 6 on the mound with a 1,000 fielding percentage. Boggs has an 8-game hitting streak. The Red Sox have won their last 4. Oh, by the way, Wade hitting .354, 6 triples, 3 homers, and 63 RBI. And this one for the Red Sox will start with a fly ball to right. Canseco, 1 out. So that brings up Marty Barrett. Marty having a good year. 284, a triple, and 44 RBI. Burns winds and deals. And that is into right center for extra bases. That's going to get down the triangle. And Marty has his 20th double of the year. I don't know what was going on before. We got going and it kind of looped on me. I'm in the YouTube studio page so I can see the chat when you guys start to chat. And it was showing me doing the intro again. Don't ask me why. So I apologize for the dead air earlier. I thought that's what you were seeing. Dwight Evans hitting .282. The ageless one has 19 homers and 73 RBI. Burns' pitch. Evans in the left. They like that one way back there and long gone. Dewey hits his 20th of the year, and the Red Sox break out to a 2-0 lead. That one is in the screen. There's no seats there. And Evans is now driven in 75. And let's take a look at that one again. Burns just kind of got too much of the plate with that, and Evans, the older he got, the better he hit. Just parked that one into the screen. So 2-0 Boston. Burns in 102 2/3 gave up 8 home runs. On the replay so far, he's given up 5 and 55. That was a big one. Here's Greenwell, who you could argue is making a case for the MVP. He's hitting .337, 17 homers, and 98 RBI. Burns' pitch. Greenwell hits a ground ball to Hubbard. Glenn throws it to first for the out. And there's 2 away for Ellis Burks. Ellis at .286, 15 homers and 75 RBI. There's a slow chopper to third. Lansford throws to McGuire, and that will retire the side. However, the Red Sox get the 2-run homer from Dwight Evans on 2 hits, and after 1, it's Boston 2, Oakland nothing. So McGuire, Baylor, and Lansford to face Boyd here in the second. McGuire at .263, 27 homers, and 86 RBI. How you doing, Replay Dugout? Replay Dugout is a huge Tiger fan. And sadly, that's the only one of the top 4 teams we're not featuring today in the AL East. Pitch to McGuire. Ball 4. Boyd lost him on a 3-1 curveball that missed upstairs. So nobody out. McGuire on first for Don Baylor. Baylor hitting .200, 5 homers, and 20 RBI. There's a slow ground ball to first. Benzinger underhands it to Boyd, and Baylor is retired. McGuire moves to second. 1 out for Carney Lansford. Carney at 279, 8 homers and 58 RBI. So this AL East race is still pretty tight. We'll show you the standings in a bit. There's a fly ball to right. Evans waits and will make the catch. McGuire goes back to second and will stay put, 2 out. For Ron Hassey, hitting 275, 6 homers and 27 RBI. Walked him. So 2 walks for Boyd in the inning. Okan has walked 40 on the year in 123 innings. Here's Glenn Hubbard, 248, 3 homers, 21 RBI, and misses hearing Skip Carey. Although going from Atlanta to Oakland in this era is really like going from the outhouse into the penthouse. So 2 out. Deep breath from Boyd. Runners go. Base hit up the middle. Burks will grab it. McGuire's going to round third. He's slow. Burks has an average arm, but the run will score. The throw goes in the infield, and it's now a 2-1 ballgame. Brings up Weiss, hitting 249, a homer, and 41 RBI. So first and second, 2 out, and that was the first hit for Oakland. Weiss swings into right field. Evans will make the catch, and that'll do. So they get 2 walks and a hit, and they leave on 2. But they do cut the lead in half. 1 run, 1 hit, and no errors. And after an inning and a half, it's 2-1 Boston. So Benzinger, Parrish, and Owen to face Burns here in the second. Todd at 273, 7 homers, and 42 RBI. And as we determined the last time we had the Red Sox on, we've never seen Todd B. and Todd Benzinger in the same room together. Just putting it out there. Burns starts the inning. Benzinger rips this one into center for a base hit. So the Red Sox are timing Burns well. Benzinger, a typical Red Sox runner from the era. He's not going to steal. Here's Larry Parrish at 310, 6 homers and 22 RBI. Here's a slow chopper to first. McGuire takes it to the bag himself, and Parrish is retired. Benzinger moves up to second. So 1 out for Owen. Spike at 245, 7 homers, and 35 RBI. All right, replay. Glad that's why we do this at lunch. I had some ham and some Doritos. That was my lunch just before I came on. So thanks for coming in. Pitch to Owen. Spike, base hit right field. Benzinger should round third. Now Canseco's got a good arm. And they hold Todd at third. With 1 out, you don't want a runner thrown out. You've got Burns kind of on the ropes here. That's the 4th hit. Leftover pizza. Nummy, nummy. Brings up Rich Gedman, hitting 255, 7 homers, and 27 RBI. You got Benzinger at third and Owen at short. Ground ball to Hubbard, and they're only going to get 1. I don't think they got anybody. He flipped it to Weiss, and it goes into left field. And so Hubbard gets called for the error. Benzinger scores to make it 3-1, and everybody's safe. So Hubbard had it. It wasn't hit that hard. And when he flung it to Weiss, he missed Weiss's glove entirely. And so it's still first and second, 1 out, and the error scored the run. So Burns, opening 9, 32 pitches, inning in a third, 4 hits, the home run to Evans. Boggs is 0 for 1. So the Red Sox threatening to break this one open early. Boggs up the middle for a base hit. Owen will round third. Hendu has an average arm. Owen will hold. My voice cracks. The bases are loaded for Marty Barrett. And the Red Sox have 5 hits here with 1 out in the second inning. Barrett doubled and scored on the Evans homer in the first. So Boston, knowing that Ocam Boyd is shaky at best, are trying to give him enough bulk before the A's hitters warm up on this beautiful day in Boston. Pitch to Barrett. Marty swings, base hit into left field. Owen's going to score. Polonia has it. Gedman is going to round third. He's on his market basket stroller as he tries to run the bases, and he'll score without a throw, and the Red Sox go up 5-1. It is bedlam at Fenway with that. How you doing, Tribe fan? And so here's Evans. He homered his first time up. So Marty Barrett is 2 RBI. Dwight Evans is 2 RBI. And Gedman has an RBI. And Glenn Hubbard just kind of stands there in the hole between first and second, kicking the dirt. Not what you wanted. Evans, this should be 2. Weiss to Hubbard for 1. He'll pivot and throw to McGuire, and that'll do it. But the Red Sox put up a 3 spot here in the second. For Weiss, that's his 26th great play. And after 2, the Red Sox 3 runs, 4 hits, an error. And they now lead it 5-1. Better on 2:30 on Friday when your staycation starts. Woohoo! So Ocam Boyd has been handed a 4-run lead. Opening 9, 42 pitches, 2 innings, a hit, 2 walks, and a strikeout. Polonia is 0 for 1. Center field, Burks into left center. Owens goes out, Burks comes in, 1 out. It's Ellis. So here's Hendu. Dave is 0 for 1. Fly ball, left field. Greenwell, 2 out. So Boyd has to be careful with Canseco here, although with a 4-run lead, you can groove one and it doesn't hurt you that much. Jose was the lone strikeout his first time up. Or as I can so until the end of September, better than a White Sox fan. Oh man, 20 straight. I don't know if Dave would actually do anything with them. I know that they're looking for a new stadium. And I don't know if they're about to pull in Oakland and try to move, although they do have a lot of loyal fans. But my goodness. I never thought I'd see a team that would make the 62 Mets look good. Pitch to Canseco is a fly ball left field. Back goes Greenwell. And, yep, that one got grooved. That's gone. So that's into the screen, and it's 5-2. So Canseco muscles that one out for his 30th of the year. He's now driven in 95. The Red Sox are going to need all the runs they can. That didn't quite leave the yard. So 2 out, only the second hit for Oakland. Here's McGuire, who walked and scored in the second. That's in the left, but playable. Greenwell waits and will make the catch, and that'll do. So the Canseco solo homer, the lone hit for the inning, and after 2.5, it's Boston 5, Oakland 2. So Greenwell, Burks, and Benzinger to face Burns here in the third. Mike is 0 for 1. I wonder if the south side of Chicago bars will be giving out free beverages if the White Sox win a game. Remember, there was one when I was covering the Nats. I did the game where Anthony Rendon drove in 10. And for a while, because they were scoring so many runs, I think McDonald's was either giving away a free 6-piece chicken McNuggets or a fry if the Nats scored a certain amount of runs. And there was a couple of weeks there where your local Washington, D.C. Mickey D's gave away a lot of food. Pitch to Greenwell. There's a fly ball, right center. Henderson is there, 1 out. And you got to know, as Ellis Burks steps in 0 for 1, that these players don't want to lose, but they may be truly that bad. Burks draws a walk. He goes to first. Burns lost him on a 3-0 curve. And that'll bring up Todd B., who singled and scored his first time up. But yeah, you kind of have to wonder. I mean, on a pace to win less than 40 games. You know, when the Spiders did it back in 1899, pitched throw to first and Burks is back. And now Burks can go. They just broke apart the team. The ownership also owned the club in St. Louis, the Browns, the predecessor of the Cardinals. And so they just moved their best players to the better team and kind of said, you know, and did the major league thing. It's not the case with the White Sox. Burks goes. Hasse will throw down to Weiss, and Burks has his 20th steal of the year. With the exchange rate, that's about 100 for most teams. So a 1-strike count to Benzinger, and Burks in scoring position with 1 out. Pitch from Burns. Benzinger strikes out, and 0-2 got him looking. So 2 away for Larry Parrish, who's 0 for 1. I remember a lot of teams had that deal with Papa John's, and Tribe Fan says, where if they got scored 5 runs the next day, the regular price pizza was 5% off. The White Sox get to face the A's for the next 3. There's going to be as many people there that are as in this picture now of Fenway Park. I'm not even sure that'd be wives and girlfriends. Ooh, Burks can go? Burks is going to go. Hasse throws down to third. Burks tries to slide under Lansford and does. So imagine that. 2 steals for a Red Sox runner in the same inning. And Ellis is on third. Holy Jacoby Ellsbury. So 1-strike count to Parrish. Burns deals. That's into center field. That will not score a run because that's the 3rd out. However, Ellis Burks with 2 steals. It's a different day in Boston now. After 3, 5-2 Red Sox. So Baylor, Lansford, and Hasse to face Oilcan here in the 4th. Don is 0 for 1. Baylor strikes out. Got him on a curve, and Baylor just watched. So that's the 2nd strikeout for Boyd. Here's Carney Lansford. Carney is 0 for 1. And he draws the walk. So Boyd has walked 3 and struck out 2. Ron Hasse walked his first time up. Throw to Benzinger, and Lansford is back. So Boyd, really a pitcher that no lead is safe. It's only a 3-run game, and your ERA is over 5. Pitch from Dennis. Fly ball, right center. Burks will make the catch, and Lansford has to go back to first. So 2 out for Hubbard. It was Glenn's error in the 2nd that allowed the floodgates to open. Glenn has singled and drove home one of the A's runs. Boyd to the plate. Hubbard swings, base hit, right field. Evans cuts it off. And the gap, and Lansford, with 2 out, was going on contact and went to third. So runners on the corners for Walt Weiss, who was 0 for 1. really couldn't tell you much about the Tigers and Orioles teams of this century who, as Al Red Sox fan would say, poop the bed. But there's a special kind of vibe around this year's White Sox. You knew they weren't going to be good. But holy poop. They are some kind of awful. Weiss is 0 for 1. That is into left center. Burks, does he get there? Or we're going to have to check. He dives and makes the catch to retire the side. Grass stains and all, the A's get nothing. And after 3.5, it's Boston 5, Oakland 2. So as we start the day, here are the standings. And you notice we now have elimination numbers. And so in the East, the Red Sox 2 up on the Tigers. The Red Sox magic number is 40. Then Toronto and Milwaukee, who you'll see next. And the Yankees are 7 back. In the West, the Twins at 77 and 47. They have the best record. But the second best record belongs to Kansas City. And these two teams will start a 6-game home-and-home weekend set. And you're going to see an awful lot of those games. Oakland's elimination number is 33. They are 8 back. And then it's everyone else. In the National League, the Mets lead by 11 over Pittsburgh. And on this 20th day of August, their magic number is 28. And in the West, the Reds lead the Dodgers by 1.5 games. And San Diego trails by 6. So California probably is the first team that's going to get the axe. And the 3 of the 4 divisions, the magic number is 40. So here's Spike Owen. He singled and scored in the second. Rips this one past McGuire into right field for a base hit. Bring up Gedman, who RBI scored and reached on an error. The 88 Orioles probably had bad luck. They had Ripken and Murray, but not great pitching. No. Of course, in 89, they took the Blue Jays to the last weekend. I bet that's what you're going to say. That losing streak started the season not right before and after the All-Star break. Imagine that. It's August 5th, and they haven't won in the second half of the season. That's nuts. Pitch to Gedman. Fly ball right field. Canseco will get there, and Owen goes back to first. At some point, you just have to feel bad for them. Again, you could put them against any team on any other level, and they'd crush them more often than not. I mean, the talent in Major League Baseball is that good. Wade Boggs, by the way, 1 for 2. Burns, 18 batters, 65 pitches, 3 1/3, 7 hits, the homer from Evans, 5 runs. It looks like they're all earned. A walk and a strikeout. Pitch to Boggs. Slow chopper to McGuire, who stops it, goes to Weiss for 1, and then back to McGuire for a 3-6-3 double play. So McGuire actually was not a bad fielder. And that's one of the reasons why. Turns a double play, and after 4, no runs, a hit, and no errors. Red Sox 5, Oakland 2. So Boyd, 18 batters, 77 pitches, 4 innings, 3 hits, the home run to Canseco. He has walked 3 and struck out 2. Polonia is 0 for 2. Slow ground ball to Boggs. Wade on the grass has to hurry. Polonia's running, and he is safe. That was a bang-banger, but Polonia beat it out. And he has 13 steals on the year. Brings up Henderson, who's 0 for 2. Boyd throws to first. Benzinger's got it, and Polonia's back. 1 to 2 on the channel today. We will have the Brewers and the Jays from Toronto next. Polonia stays put. Henderson swings into left field. Greenwell will turn and watch that one go. And so Hendu makes it 5-4. My goodness. Knew that was coming in for the can. That's his second home run of the day allowed and his 26th of the year. And for Hendu, that's his 4th against Boston. Oakland's hugging and puffing here. See if they can break down the barn door. So here's Canseco. He homered his last time up, hit his 30th, and is now driven in 95. Red Sox 5, Oakland 4, nobody out, top of the 5th. Canseco, slow ground ball to short. Owen has it, throws to Benzinger for the out. Now, you want to talk about bad luck in other sports. For the longest time last fall, the Detroit Lions had more wins than the Detroit Pistons. Who would have thought the Lions would have been the one that did that? Here's McGuire. Mark walked and scored. He's 0 for 1. So Oakland has 2 runs here in the 5th. Lines that one to Boggs, 2 out for Don Baylor. Don is 0 for 2 with a K. So Boyd pitching like a number 5 starter. He might go another inning depending on if he can get Baylor quickly. Center field, Burks moves over into right center, makes the catch, and that'll do. Halfway home on a 73-degree, cloudy, cool day in Burlington. It's the Red Sox 5, the A's 4. And my mouse has disappeared. All right, so here's how we got here. The Red Sox and the A's, the first of 2. This is not a same teams doubleheader. Milwaukee and Toronto follow. In the first, Dwight Evans, a 2-run homer to make it 2-0. And then in the second, Oakland cut the lead in half. A Glenn Hubbard RBI single to score McGuire. Then the Red Sox, in the bottom of the inning, scored 3. Rich Gedman, a ground ball to score a run to make it 3-1. That was the Hubbard error. And then Marty Barrett, a 2-run single right after to make it 5-1 Boston. However, Oakland are the Bash Brothers. Canseco, a solo shot in the third, is 30th to make it 5-2. And then just a moment ago, Dave Henderson, a 2-run homer, his 18th of the season, to make it 5-4. Todd Burns, 5 runs, 4 earned through 4. A walk and a strikeout. Boyd, 5-hitter through 5, and all 4 runs are earned. He has walked 3 and struck out 2. Here's Marty Barrett, who has singled and doubled and has now driven in 46 on the year. Burns starts the 5th. There's a ground ball to Lansford. Carney throws to first. 1 out. I wonder if you... Seriously, Oakland and the White Sox. Where is that? Oakland or Chicago? Dwight Evans homered in the second. He's 1 for 2. He's now hit 20 and driven in 75. Burns pitch. B's hit up the middle, and Henderson will field it. So Dewey takes a long turn around first and goes back. 8th hit for the Red Sox. Here's Greenwell. Mike is 0 for 2. There's a slow ground ball to Weiss. They might get 2 out of this. Hubbard for 1, but Greenwell is just too fast and beats the throw. So 2 out. Greenwell on first for Ellis Burks, who stole second and third his last time up after a walk. That's in Oakland. Well, there'll be 8 people there anyway. A bunch of raccoons, squirrels, some seagulls. Pitch to Burks. Fly ball, right center field. Henderson tracking over and will make the catch to retire the side. Red Sox get a hit, no runs, no errors. And after 5, it's 5-4 Boston. So Lansford, Hassey, and Hubbard to face a tiring Boyd. Carney has walked. He's 0 for 1. Boyd starts the 6th. That's in the left field for a base hit. So the tying run is on for Ron Hassey, and Boyd will go one more batter. Hassey is walked. He's 0 for 1. You imagine, let's say you decided this week to do like a bachelor party or that. There, you go there with your friends. You pretty much have an entire section of the Coliseum to yourself. And so what'd you go see? The White Sox and the A's. About 30 years ago, you'd have paid good money to see that. Not today. Pitch to Hassey. Ron drops one down. Gedman throws to Barrett. Lansford moves on to second, 1 out. So a sacrifice. 1 out for Hubbard, who was singled twice and driven in a run. Boyd winds and deals. Hubbard in the left field. That's well hit, but Greenwell will track that one down. Lansford goes back to second. He's going to try it. Greenwell's good. Throw to Boggs, and Lansford slides under the tag. They had a real shot at him, and Carney just saw that throw coming, and good head-first slide. 2 out. The tying run on third for Walt Weiss, who's 0 for 2. Yeah, you would. 30 years ago, the White Sox, who had just won the division in '93, and Oakland, still McGuire. I forget when Canseco left. But now you'd have to, you have to pay people to go. See what you're getting, Vegas? You have Bernie and Beatles do the pregame shows for those. Walt Weiss is 0 for 2. And Gedman reminds Boyd, look, you get out of this, you get a win. Struck him out. That'll do it for Dennis. No runs, a hit, no errors. And Boyd with a sly grin as he heads back to the dugout. He gets you 6 in a 5-4 Red Sox lead. So Todd B., Larry Parrish, and Spike Owen here in the 6th. Benzinger 1 for 2. He has singled, struck out, scored, and professed his undying love for George Hendrick. Popped up, left side, Lansford. Reaches in the seats, and somebody from Saugus made that catch. It's 0-2. Burns his pitch. Up the middle, good stab by Hubbard. He throws to McGuire for the out. So 1 out for Larry Parrish, who's 0 for 2. 92 Canseco was too busy. Oh, that's right, having the ball bounce off his head in Cleveland for the Rangers. Larry Parrish, as we said, is 0 for 2 here in the 6th. Slow ground ball over the mound. Weiss has it. Throws to McGuire on the run. 2 out. For Spike Owen, who was singled twice and scored once. Into center. Henderson is there, and that will do. We've played 6, no runs, no hits, no errors. Red Sox are going to change some pitchers, and after 6, it's 5-4 Boston. So Boyd is in line for the win. I can't use Gardner. I can use Jeff Sellers, or do I want Stanley? All right. We bring out the steamer. Bob is 34. Now where's Todd B? He's 5-1 with a 4.15 ERA. He's gone 43 games. He's 34 years old, a fastball at 84, and a ground ball pitcher. He last went on the 17th in a 10-5 win over Seattle. He went 2 innings, 24 pitches, a hit, and a walk. So overall, Stanley 65 innings, 70 hits, 34 runs, 30 earned, 5 homers. He's walked 27 and struck out 29. And if he can get you 6 outs, he's doing pretty good. Louis Polonia is 1 for 3. He has singled and scored. You can't go Lee Arthur for 3. As much as I'd like to, you can't go Lee Arthur for 3. Pitch to Polonia. Louis swings, ground ball to Stanley. First base side of the rubber, throws to first, 1 out. For Dave Henderson, who homered his last time up in the 5th. Hendu 1 for 3. He's now hit 18 on the year and driven in 76. Struck him out. A full count fastball, and Stanley got him to chase. Todd B's going to be upset he missed this. Here's Canseco. He homered in the 3rd. He's 1 for 3. He's also struck out. Pitch from Stanley. Got him! How about that? A fastball outside, and Canseco stood there like a barn on the side of the road. Stretch time 5-4 Boston. So Gedman, Boggs, and Barrett to face Burns here in the 7th. Got some incredible lag right now on YouTube. Gedman is 0 for 2. An RBI and a run scored. Base hit right field. Canseco will cut it off, and Gedman holds with a single. 9th hit for the Red Sox. 4 runs, 6 hits, an error for Oakland. They've left on 5. The Red Sox, 5 runs, 9 hits, no errors, and they have left on 3. So Burns, 27 batters, 97 pitches, 6+ innings, 9 hits. The home run was Dewey's. He has walked 1 and struck out 1. And Wade Boggs is 1 for 3. He has singled and grounded into a double play. Base hit left center field. That's going to be extra bases. Gedman huffs and puffs to 3rd. He's going to hold. Henderson had a good play on it. Boggs has his 34th double of the year. And that'll bring up Marty Barrett, who has singled, double, driven in 2, and scored once. So the Red Sox looking for some insurance here in the 7th. And as you can tell from the scoreboard out there, they should go to John Hancock for that. Or, if we didn't have the Red Sox lineup out there covering the right field, they could go to the Prue Tower and get some. So Burns stands on the mound by himself. Marty Barrett, as we said, has already driven in 2. Fly ball left field. That will get in Gedman. Polonia will make the catch on the track, and Gedman will try and score. The throw goes in the infield, and the Red Sox go up 6-4. So a sac fly for Marty. and that'll bring up Dwight Evans. Dewey, a single and a home run. That came in the second, did the homer. He now has driven in 75 on the year. And the Red Sox have a 2-run lead. And they're going to walk Dewey. And they'd rather face Mike Greenwell. And so Evans and McGuire having a little bit of a conversation there, and Evans kind of laughing. So 1 out and a first base open intentional walk. And now you're going to have to try to get Mike Greenwell, who is 0 for 3 today, but still hitting .335 on the season. Burns and Hasse have a word. Todd from the stretch. Slow ground ball. Weiss takes it to the bag himself for 1, and there's no throw for Greenwell. That was a tailor-made double play ball, and Weiss couldn't get it out of the glove. So Boggs moves to third, Greenwell on first, and here's Ellis Burks. He is 0 for 2, a walk and 2 stolen bases. Pitch from Burns. Gets away from Hasse, and Boggs will score. Greenwell moves to second. Everybody moves up 90 on the wild pitch, and the Red Sox go up 7-4. And all Tony La Russa can do in that third base dugout is just kind of stare. So 1-2 to Burks. As we go pitch by pitch. Outside or inside on the fastball, 2-2. So Greenwell goes back to second. Burns, he went 8-2 on the real year. He's got a long way to go if he's going to get to 8 wins. His earned run average is 0.8 of a run higher. The 2-2 to Burks. Misses again upstairs, and it's now full. So Ellis has worked to count full. So Burns right on it. His 120th pitch of the ball game coming up. The 3-2 to Ellis. Walked him. So Burns trots to first. They go get Burns. Rick Honeycutt coming in. We got a pitching change. This game coming to you from Fenway Park in Boston. Helps if you hit the right spot. So Honeycutt is 5-0 with a 2.52 ERA. He's 34, fastball at 85, and a fly ball pitcher. He hasn't pitched since the 17th, so that would have been Wednesday in a 6-1 win over Baltimore. He went 2 innings, 21 pitches, 1 hit, 2 innings and 21 hits. 1 strikeout overall. Honeycutt 53 2/3. 53 hits, 18 runs, 15 earned, 16 walks, and 31 strikeouts. Benzinger is a switch hitter, so he'll move in the right-handed box for this. 1 for 3. A run scored and a strikeout. Greenwell on second, Burks on first, 2 out here, bottom of the 7th. Red Sox up 7-4. Fly ball right field. Canseco waits and will make the catch, and that'll do. However, the Red Sox get 2 on 2 hits. They leave on 2, and after 7, it's the Red Sox 7, the Oakland 4. So McGuire, Baylor, and Lansford to face Stanley here in the 8th. And now you get a couple quick out. You could bring in Lee Smith. But the steamer steamrolled through the top of the 7th, striking out 2. McGuire has scored and walked. He's 0 for 2. And Doug Jennings is going to pinch hit? No. McGuire rips this one in the left. Boggs should have had it. McGuire is into second standing with his 21st double of the year. I don't know why you would pinch hit for McGuire there. Baylor you pinch hit for, who's 0 for 3 with a K. How you doing, Andrew? Brewers and Jays to follow. And if the Red Sox can get the last 6 outs here, one of them is gonna lose a game. And Doug Jennings will now pinch hit for Baylor. Jennings, this is technically not a pinch hit because you don't pinch hit for the DH. Hitting .212 with 4 RBI. McGuire on second, Boston 7, Oakland 4. And Jennings draws the walk, so as good as Stanley was in the 7th, he's off to a shaky start here in the 8th, and here's Carney Lansford, who was 1 for 2 with a walk. Stanley and Gedman have a word. Gedman goes, throw strikes. Stanley nods. Lansford, this should be 2. Owen to Barrett for 1. Marty will not throw to first, or he does, but Lansford beat it out. And there's 1 out. McGuire on third, Lansford on first for Ron Hasse, who is 0 for 1 with a walk. So Stanley got most of what he wanted there. Hasse, the tying run. Stanley's pitch. Rips this one into right, well past Evans. McGuire's going to score. Lansford is on his horse. Benzinger should have made that play. Lansford is going to try and score, and Dewey's going to gun for him. Here comes the throw. Barrett with a relay home to Gedman, and he is out. They got him. So Hasse gets a double. And Lansford got overly aggressive on the bases and is thrown out. 9-4-2. And now it's 7-5. They'll let Stanley pitch to Hubbard. But Oakland has just run themselves out of a potentially big inning. How you doing, Andrew? Or Adirondack Gus? So Hasse has a double. A run did score. It's 7-5. Stanley's pitch to Hubbard. Struck him out. Wow. Oakland gets a run on 2 hits and no errors. We go to the bottom of the 8th here at Fenway. Boston 7, Oakland 5. So Parrish, Owen, and Gedman to face Honeycutt. And Oakland will face Lee Smith in the 9th. And that will be Weiss, Polonia, and Dave Henderson. Parrish is 0 for 3. Draws the walk. So here's Owen. McGuire and Lansford play for the bunt. Spike is 2 for 3. He has singled twice and scored once. Going to swing away here. And there's a balk because it's 1988, and Parrish moves to second. So 1 ball count before the balk, and now we'll go pitch by pitch. Owen looks down. He's going to swing. He rips this one into left center field for a base hit. Parrish motors to third. Polonia has it. Parrish is going to try and score. Polonia kind of juggled the ball, throws home, and Parrish is in there. 8-5 Boston as Spike Owen gets an RBI single. They are cheering in both Kansas City and Minneapolis, too. Here's Gedman. Rich is 1 for 3. He has singled, scored twice, drove home a run. Now, 1 error came on a Gedman ground ball to second. That should have been 2, but Hubbard threw it, and Weiss couldn't catch it. Up the middle, Honeycutt bobbles it, throws to Hubbard for 1, and over to McGuire for 2. So Honeycutt played hot potato, knocked it down, and starts a 1-4-3 double play. For Wade Boggs, who's had himself a day, 2 for 4, single, double, and scored. Been an eventful ball game here in Boston. Remember, Milwaukee and Toronto to follow. Boggs strikes out. And that'll do it. Red Sox get a run on a hit and no errors. Imagine that, they've only left on 5. And after 8, it's 8-5 Red Sox. So Lee Smith comes in. He's making his 51st appearance. He is 31 years old. Fastball at 94 and a ground ball pitcher. He is 8-6 with 25 saves and a 2.12 ERA. He is saved 25 of 29. Or blown 4. He pitched yesterday in a 4-1 win over Oakland. He went an inning in 2/3, 22 pitches, and struck out 2 to land the save. He has thrown 76 1/3 innings, 49 hits, 22 runs, 18 earned, 5 homers. He has walked 31 and struck out 77. Jamie, how you doing? Doing well, thanks. Andrew purchased Digital Diamond. Best board game companion you could find. So Weiss, Polonia, and Henderson here in the 9th to face Lee Smith. Walt is 0 for 3 with a K. Ground ball right side, base hit. So Oakland needs 3 to tie and 4 to go ahead. Polonia is 1 for 4. Louis has singled and scored. This should be 2. Marty Barrett, Owen for 1. Benzinger for 2. So 2 out, nobody on. Last chance saloon. Remember, it's a doubleheader day here on Retro Sports Network. Dave Henderson homered, I believe, in the 5th. He is 1 for 4. And the A's could not have picked a worse time to be dropping ball games. The Red Sox 1 out away from their 70th win. Ground ball to 3rd. Boggs to Benzinger. And the Red Sox win by the score of 8-5. So 3 hours and 18 minutes. The Red Sox go to 70 and 52. 8 runs, 11 hits, and no errors. The A's fall to 70 and 54. 5 runs, 9 hits, and an error. And they leave on 6. Marty Barrett's going to be your Digital Dice MVP, his 3 RBI. And went 2 for 3. Boyd gets the win. Oil Can, 7 and 6. 6 tough innings. 6 hits, 4 runs, all earned. The 2 homers, Canseco and Henderson. He walked 3 and struck out 3. Bob Stanley gets the hold. 2 innings, 2 hits, a run, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. And Lee Smith picks up his 26th save with a 13-pitch hit, 9th. Todd Burns, 6 2/3 to fall to 2 and 3. 10 hits, 7 runs, 6 earned, a homer. He walked 3 and struck out a man, and Honeycutt retired the last 4. And Marty Barrett, 2 for 3 with 3 RBI, gets the Digital Dice MVP. You get a commercial as we set up game 2. It's the Brewers and the Jays in a moment. I think that's been 30 seconds. So we go to Toronto, another gorgeous day in Toronto, 75 degrees, clear skies, a light wind as Mike Flanagan, don't let that 5.23 ERA fool you. He's 13 and 9 against Teddy Higuera, who's 13 and 7. Higuera making his 3rd start against the Jays. Flanagan, his third start against the Brewers. Both teams have won 66 games. Toronto playing 123, Milwaukee 125. And so here's how the Brew Crew will line up for this one. Paul Molitor leads off at third. Jeffrey Leonard at left bats second. Robert Yount in center goes third. Rob Deere cleans up in right. Joey Meyer off the bench in DePaul will be the DH batting fifth. Bill Schrader, Lucy Van Pelt's boyfriend, at first will go sixth. Dale Swaim at short will bat seventh. Charlie O'Brien behind the plate goes eighth. And Juan Castillo is at second going ninth. Flanagan will get you about eight. Flanagan is 37 years old, a crafty lefty, fastball at 83, a fly ball pitcher. He is making his 27th start of 34. He is 13-9 with a 5.23 ERA. But his ERA in real life was 4.18, so it can really only get better from there. He last pitched on the 14th against the Royals and threw a 154 pitch, 5-hit shutout of Kansas City, which is pretty good because Kansas City has the second best record in all of baseball. He walked 4 and struck out a season high 9. He's got 170 in the third innings, 179 hits, 105 runs, 99 earned, 25 homers. He has walked 78 and struck out 82. Defensively for the Jays, it'll be George Bell a 4-4 in left, Lloyd Mosby a 4-2 in center, Jesse Barfield a 7-9 in right, Kelly Gruber an 8 at third, Tony Fernandez a 10 at short, Manuel Lee a 7 at second, Fred McGriff a 6 at first, Sal Butera behind the plate, he's a 5 and a 5, and Flanagan is a 7 on the mound with a 1,000 fielding percentage. Yeah, Flanagan had a couple good years for the Jays at the end of his career, and I think was really helpful as this team became an indomitable force in the late 80s, early 90s. Molitor at 338, 10 homers, and 56 RBI. Flanagan starts this one with the ground ball to McGriff. The crime dog, Ruff, takes it to the bag, 1 out. Here's Jeffrey Leonard at 251, 4 homers, and 28 RBI. Andrew, did you have any flooding? Because it poured. My sister's down in Rutland, in the southern half of Vermont, lost a willow tree last night in one of those storms. Pitch to Leonard. Popped up. Left side, Fernandez. 1 out. Or 2 out for Robin Yount. Robin at 296, 14 homers, and 87 RBI. Right back to Flanagan, who throws to McGriff, and that will retire the side. Brewers go in order, and after half an inning, no score. No flooding here in western New Hampshire. I'm glad. Teddy Higuera kind of lost to history because of Clemens and Gooden and Ryan and all that, but for a few years there, Teddy Higuera was up among the top 10 in all of baseball. 30 years old, making his 24th start of 31. 13-7 with a 2.85 ERA. He is a screwball pitcher. That fastball at 89 and doesn't favor the ground ball nor the fly ball. He last pitched against the Orioles 5 days ago at a 6-4 win. He went 7 innings, 125 pitches, 6 hits, 4 runs, all earned, and K'd 8. Overall, 170 2/3, 131 hits, 57 runs, 54 earned. He's allowed 8 homers. He walked 45 and has struck out 148. Defensively for Milwaukee, Jeffrey Leonard a 6-4 in left, Robin Yount an 8-4 in center, Rob Deere a 6-9 in right. Oh, you were up in Barry? Were you working on some of the flood stuff? Barry's been racked hard a couple times. Palm Molitor is a 6 at third. Dale Swaim a 5 at short. Castillo a 6 at second. Schrader is a 2 at first. Charlie O'Brien a 6 and a 6 behind the plate. Aguirre is a good defender. He's a 7 with a 1,000 fielding percentage. Tony Fernandez at 292, 6 homers and 51 RBI. Aguirre starts his afternoon. A ground ball to Castillo. Over to first, 1 out. Related to it, okay. Yeah, Barry's been hit hard twice. So is the St. Johnsbury area and Lindenville, where I went to college. Lloyd Mosby is hitting 233, 4 homers and 38 RBI. Base hit down the line and left. Mosby's going to get at least 2 as Leonard goes to chase it down. Mosby, I think he just kind of stopped and looked for half a second. This is actually going to be closer than it should be, but he's in there with his 12th double. Honestly, that should have been a triple. But I think he stopped to watch. So 1 out for Barfield. Jesse hitting 235, 13 homers, and 39 RBI. So Higuera kind of caught a break there, although any base hit that's not an infield hit is going to score Mosby. Struck him out. 2-2 changeup, got him looking. So 2 out for George Bell, hitting 268, 11 homers, and 87 RBI. Oh, your son went to Castleton? I actually grew up in Poultney. The Vermont and New Hampshire high school football all-stars have played what they call the Shrine Maple Bowl. For years it was at Dartmouth, and now it's played at Castleton. And you would think, with such big cities such as Manchester, Nashua, and Concord to some degree, that New Hampshire would carry a huge advantage over Vermont. I mean, here in Burlington, it's a combined program with South Burlington. But nope, Vermont won again this year. Your son now at Castleton, yep. The university, well, now it's Vermont State University. Let's not go there. Pitch to Bell. George lines this one to short. Swaim is there, and they'll take care of business. Blue Jays get the hit, and that's it. No runs, no errors, and after 1, no score. So Deere, Meyer, and Schrader to face Flanagan here in the second. Rob hitting 225, 13 homers, and 55 RBI. Walked him. I don't think anyone's more surprised than Rob Deere, who's just hitting 167 on the month. New Hampshire sent its best players to the Chad game. What's that mean? C-H-A. He capitalized that. Would that? So is that Maine or Mass? Joey Meyer at 295, 10 homers and 35 RBI. Meyer rips this one to left. Bell will get there. Has to go by the pins in left field. And Deere goes back to first. 1 out for Schrader, hitting 135, 5 homers, and 12 RBI. Deere goes. Butera throws down to Lee, and Rob has his 8th steal of the year. Huh. So he has sneaky speed. 1 out and a 1 strikeout to Schrader. Children's Hospital at Dartmouth. Oh, so it's a north versus south. Okay. So we go pitch by pitch now. 1 strikeout to Schrader. Deere on second. Gets away from Butera, and Deere goes to third. It's amazing what happens when you can walk. So runner on third is Deere, and a 1-1 count to Bill Schrader. Flanagan's pitch. got him to look at a fastball, 1-2. Flanagan is just a pitch-to-contact pitcher. In 211 real innings, he struck out 99. The 1-2. Just outside on the curve, 2-2. And as Brian says, nothing runs like a deer. I think I've told you this before. John Deere was from Rutland. The 2-2. Struck him out. He chased a 2-2 quote-unquote fastball, and there's 2 out for Swain. Dale at 240, 6 homers and 44 RBI. Popped up Fernandez. Rainmaker on a sunny afternoon will make the catch, and that'll do. No runs, no hits, and no errors. Brewers leave on a runner, and after an inning and a half, no score. So Fielder, Lee, and McGriff to face Higuera here in the second. Cecil at 197. But enough about his weight. 6 homers and 17 RBI. Your son's buddy played in the Shrine game for Vermont, for Woodstock, a running back, okay? Said he never got hit harder. I'm not surprised. That was about 6 years ago. It's about 20 years ago the tide shifted. It is, for the high schools in Vermont that play football, a very big deal. Pitch to Fielder. Line drive to Molitor. 1 out. So here's Manny Lee, Manuel at 272, 2 homers and 29 RBI. Slow ground ball, Swaim in front of the bag at second, throws to first for the out. 2 out for McGriff. Freddie at 283, 23 homers and 70 RBI. Higuera's pitch struck him out. He got him on a 2-2 curve swinging. So no runs, no hits, and no errors. We go to the third here in Toronto. Milwaukee and Toronto are scoreless. So O'Brien, Castillo, and Molitor to face Flanagan here in the third. Charlie at 240, no homers, and 8 RBI. McGriff, 1 out. Here's Juan Castillo. Juan at 208. 16 for 77 on the replay with 4 RBI. With you Wednesday, and I think that's it for the week. The next football game will be the Giants and the Bengals from Giant Stadium. My wedding anniversary is Thursday. Pitch to Castillo. There's a little drop one down. Flanagan has it. Throws to Lee covering for the out. So 2 out for Molitor, who's 0 for 1. Opening 9 for Flanagan. 41 pitches. 2 2/3. A walk. And a strikeout. So yesterday, I think this was, I was at the coffee shop that we go to. And the kid behind the counter, they all know my wife. My wife's a regular there most days. So I make my order, and I said something. I said I'm never alone. She's always, for the last 26 years, she's been with me. So he kind of half chuckles at that, and so I go to find our normal table, and she, goes to order what she wants and pays for it. And as I'm driving away, he turns to her and says, "Your husband was bitching about you." Like, no, that's not a kvetch in any way, shape, or form. So I was driving to my table. I had a good laugh out of that. Molitor, by the way, is 0 for 1. He's going to rip that one in the left field for a base hit. Bell will pick it up. The throw to second. Molitor's digging for 2, and I don't think Bell was paying attention. You shouldn't be listening to my stories while you're playing. And Molitor has his 30th double of the year. That's the first hit for Milwaukee. Brings up Leonard, who's 0 for 1. Thank you. Yep, 26 years on Thursday. Leonard's 0 for 1. Base hit left field. So Molitor is going to score. Bell has to go get it. Leonard around first. He's into second. Bell hustles the throw in, and Jeffrey dusts off his backside as he hits his 16th double since coming over from San Francisco, and the Brewers go up 1-0. Brings up Yount, who's 0 for 1. Friday night's our date night for that, by the way. Pitch to Yount. Struck him out. Flanagan got him on a full count curveball on the inside looking. However, the Brewers are going to run on 2 hits and no errors. And after, as we go to the bottom of the third here at Exhibition Stadium, Milwaukee 1, Toronto 0. So Gruber, Butera, and Fernandez to face Higuera here in the third. Kelly at 329, 10 homers, read the right column, Ron, and 55 RBI. Higuera deals into right, Deer, 1 out. For Sal Butera. Sal behind the plate, hitting .214, no homers, and 3 RBI. Ground ball to Swaim. Long throw to Schroeder for the out. So 2 out for Fernandez. Higuera's opening 9, 40 pitches, 2 2/3, a hit and 2 strikeouts. Fernandez is 0 for 1. To Castillo. Juan throws to first, and that will take care of business in the third. No runs, no hits, no errors. And after 3, it's Milwaukee 1, Toronto 0. So Rob Deer, who walked 51 times in real life, walked his first time up today. Flanagan has thrown 60 pitches for 3. Fouls that one off, and it's 2-2. Base hit right side. Barfield will get it. So Deer has singled and walked. Third hit for the Brewers. Here's Joey Meyer. Joey's 0 for 1. Meyer, this should be 2. Fernandez to lead for 1. And Meyer's going to reach because there was no throw. So 1 out. Flanagan really wanted one there. Here's Schroeder, who struck out his first time up. Meyer's not fast. Line drive to third. Gruber's there. And Joey goes back to first. 2 out for Swaim, who's 0 for 1. Red Sox have already won today. They beat the A's 8-5. Which gives Boston a bigger bulge in the East. And Oakland now has an 8.5 game deficit against the Twins. Pitch to Swaim. That is over Gruber and in front of Bell, and a base hit. So Meyer, is he going to go to third with 2 out? They're not going to throw. Throw goes in the infield. They'll concede that. So runners on the corners, 2 out for Charlie O'Brien. Charlie is 0 for 1. Flanagan's thrown a lot of pitches. He'll be at 20 again for the inning here with 2 out in the 4th. Runners on the corners. Ground ball right side, base hit. Meyer's going to score. Swaim around second. He's not going to run on Barfield. And it's 2-0 Brewers. So here comes Flanagan to face Castillo. Juan is 0 for 1. First and second, fly ball, right center. Mosby makes the catch, and that will retire the side. 1 run, 3 hits, and no errors. Bottom of the 4th here in Toronto, 2-0 Brewers. I think this updated. With the Red Sox winning 8-5, it's 2.5 on Detroit. Toronto and Milwaukee are 4 and 5 back respectively. So if Milwaukee wins, they'll stay 5 back. Toronto will fall to 5 back. Oakland is 8.5 back. Mosby doubled his first time up. The lone hit for Toronto. Struck him out. Higuera got him to chase an 0-2 change. Took something off it, and Mosby swung. So here's Barfield. Higuera has fanned 3, and Barfield being one of the 3. Left field, Leonard. Someone from Mississauga got that one, and the count is full. So Higuera, deep breath on this gorgeous afternoon in Toronto. 77 degrees Fahrenheit, wind blowing out to center at 2. And Barfield draws the walk. So that'll bring up Bell. George is 0 for 1. Higuera deals. Bell up the middle, a base hit. Yount will field it. Barfield will stop at second. And so it's first and second. 1 out for Cecil Fielder, who is 0 for 1. So the Jays threatening here in the 4th. They trail 2-0 as Teddy Higuera tries to keep the lid on the Jays offense. Pitch to Fielder. Line drive to Molitor, and everyone has to stay put. You know, I saw the other day, or this probably came up in the chat, that Cecil Fielder and Prince Fielder, as Manny Lee steps in, he's 0 for 1, both retired with the same amount of home runs. How you doing? Welcome back. That is a crazy stat. Pitch to Lee. Base hit left field. Leonard will grab it. Barfield rounds third. And Barfield is going to try and score. Leonard, if he's smart, will just throw it in the infield. And that's exactly what happens. The Blue Jays are on the board. It's 2-1. So the single by Lee puts Toronto on the board. And here's Fred McGriff, who struck out his first time up. First and second. McGriff goes down again. A 1-2 Scroogey just below the belt, and McGriff didn't know what to do. The Blue Jays, however, they leave on 2, but they get a run on 2 hits and no errors. And we go to the 5th here in Game 2. Milwaukee 2, Toronto 1. So top of the lineup, third time through for the Brew Crew. Flanagan, 86 pitches, 4 hits, or 4 innings. 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned a walk and 2 strikeouts. Molitor doubled and scored in the 3rd. He's 1 for 2. I think you're right, Andrew. Stan Musial had the same amount of hits at home as he did on the road. That's consistent. Pitch to Molitor. Molly into left center. Mosby runs in. And will play that on a hop. So Molitor has a single. His 37 steals. You don't want that to get away from you and go to second. Here's Leonard. Jeffrey is 1 for 2. A double and an RBI. They throw to first, and Molitor is back. There he goes. A throw down to Lee, and Molitor, 38. That's his 38th steal. He just kind of waited. That's pretty good. 38 steals at 32 years old. And a 1 strike count to Leonard. Ground ball to third. Gruber over to McGriff for the out. Did you see, speaking of speed, was it Noah Lyles who won the 100 meters in Paris yesterday by 5/1000th of a second? Here's Robin Yount. He's 0 for 2 with the strikeout. Just to show how much physical technology has changed. The time that Carl Lewis won with in 1988. Now, granted, Ben Johnson vitamin patrolled his way into the win that was taken away. It was like 9.92. It was still pretty fast. Was the 10th place speed yesterday. And granted, it's been 36 years. That's not last week. But faster, higher, stronger. Pitch to Yount. Liner to right. Barfield makes the catch. And throws back to second. Molitor is back. 2 out for Deere. Rob has had himself a day. He has singled, walked, and stolen a base. Yep, Musial's confirmed. The same amount of hits in St. Louis and away from St. Louis. Now, our runner from Montgomery, Vermont starts her Olympics tomorrow morning. She's running the 1,500 and the 5,000. I believe the first heat of the 1,500 is tomorrow. Pitch to Deere. Struck him out. Flanagan through 5 as fan 3 and halfway home on this gorgeous rainy day in Burlington. Milwaukee 2, Toronto 1. Well, if you joined us late, Boston beat Oakland 8-5 in the first of our 2 games this afternoon. Milwaukee leads Toronto 2-1 halfway through game 2. 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors for Milwaukee. A run on 3 hits and no errors for Toronto. Jeffrey Leonard got the ball rolling in the third, an RBI double to score Paul Molitor to make it 1-0. Then Charlie O'Brien, the mad fisherman, not really, singled home Joey Meyer, not the head coach at DePaul, to make it 2-0. And then in the bottom of the fourth, Manuel Lee singled home Jesse Barfield to make it a 2-1 ballgame. Teddy Higuera, a 3-hitter through 4. He's walked 1 and struck out 4. Mike Flanagan, this is going to be a bullpen game for the Jays. He's thrown 106 pitches through 5. 6 hits, 2 runs, both earned. Walked 1 and struck out 3. So Gruber, Butera, and Fernandez here in the 5th. Kelly is 0 for 1. Higuera starts the 5th. Ball 4. So Gruber's on with a single, a full count changeup, just missed inside. Second walk for Butera, or for Higuera. And Butera is going to lay one down here. Puts it down. O'Brien throws to Castillo covering, and the bunt works. So Gruber moves to second for Tony Fernandez, who's 0 for 2. Higuera, 77 pitches, 18 batters, 4 1/3, 3 hits, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. And Gruber is just chomping at the bit to go to third. Will oblige. O'Brien snaps a throw down to Molitor, and Gruber has his 21st steal of the year. We had 2 steals a third today. How about that? So tying run is 90 feet away. And a 1-strike count to Tony Fernandez. So we go pitch by pitch. The 0-1 to Fernandez is outside and high on the fastball, 1-1. Fernandez on the real year, 287, stole 15 bases. He stole 15 bases in the replay. The 1-1, Gruber on third. Fernandez looks at strike 2. He swung on and missed a fastball. So 1-2. Higuera ahead on the count. The 1-2 to Tony. Struck him out. He looked at a changeup right down Broadway, 2 out. So for That's the 5th K for Higuera. And Mosby 1 for 2. He has a double and a strikeout. Gruber on third, 2 out. Pitch to Mosby. Ground ball to Castillo. That was a hard hopper. Throws to first, and that'll do it. So after 5, no runs, no hits, no errors. The Jays leave on a runner. It's Milwaukee 2, Toronto 1. So Meyer, Schrader, and Swaim to face Mike Flanagan here in the 6th, which undoubtedly will be his last inning. Pitch to Meyer, who's 0 for 2. Fly ball to left. Bell, 1 out. Schrader is 0 for 2 with a K. Flanagan has struggled. Both the runs, however, are earned. And ERA-wise, it's worked out. Center field, Mosby running in. Rides a Schwinn, 2 out. For Swaim, who is 1 for 2, Dale has himself a single. Milwaukee 6 hits. The Blue Jays have 3. Little chopper down to Fernandez. Tony barehands it. Throws to first for the out. So the Brewers go in order in the 6th, and Flanagan will come out to start the 7th. It is still, however, Milwaukee 2, Toronto 1. So Barfield, Bell, and Fielder to face Higuera. Jesse, 0 for 1, has walked, struck out, and scored. Right field and well hit. Back goes Deere, and that ball is off the screen. Barfield is in the 2nd with a stand-up double, his 17th of the year, and that's only the 4th hit. So as Flanagan struggled early, it's still a 1-run game. He has kept the Jays in it. And let's see what George Bell can do. He's got himself a single. He's 1 for 2. Right field, Deere coming in. Should make the catch, he does, and Barfield goes back to 2nd. So 1 out for Fielder, who is 0 for 2. It's kind of a feast or famine middle of the lineup for the Blue Jays right now. If they win, they remain 4 back. If Milwaukee wins, both teams will be 5 behind the Red Sox, who beat the A's earlier, 8-5. Pitch to Fielder. Struck him out. That's 6. A 1-2 fastball at the belt. And Higuera has 2 out here. For Manny Lee, who is 1 for 2. A single. And he drove in his 30th run. Ground ball to 3rd. Molitor over to 1st. And that will take care of business in the 6th. Jays, no runs, a hit, and no errors. We go to the 7th here at Exhibition Stadium. Milwaukee 2, Toronto 1. So O'Brien and Castillo and Molitor to face Flanagan here in the 7th. Charlie is 1 for 2 with an RBI. All right, Andrew, hope you have a good day. We're with you Wednesday for the Mets and the Dodgers. O'Brien strikes out, an 0-2 fastball on the inside corner, got him looking. So Flanagan, again, an innings eater extraordinaire, somehow is going to get 7 out of this. Maybe. Here's Castillo. Juan is 0 for 2. Into right, Barfield, 2 out. For Paul Molitor, Molly is 2 for 3. He has singled, doubled, scored, and stole his 38th base. 27 batters for Flanagan 3 times through, 124 pitches. 6 2/3, 6 hits, no homers. Both the runs are earned. He's walked 1 and struck out 4. He winds and fires, and that is long gone into center field. Molitor just crushed that one over the batter's eye into the seats, and it's 3-1. His 11th of the year. And the future Blue Jay smiles as he goes around the bases. Just way too much of the plate. So advantage Milwaukee. They'll give Flanagan Leonard. Jeffrey 1 for 3, a double and an RBI. Flanagan's pitch. That's in the right. Barfield going back, way back there. Give the Argos a point. That's gone. So 4-1. And what was a close game has now edged decidedly in the direction of the Milwaukee Brewers. His 5th home run of the year for Leonard will bounce around that Argo end zone there in right field. So now 4-1. They'll go and get him as Robin Yount starts to the plate. We got a pitching change. Dwayne Ward coming in. This game coming to you from Exhibition Stadium in Toronto. So you'll have to wonder if they left Flanagan in there 2 batters too long. Ward 5-5, a 2.71 ERA, 46th appearance. He's 24. Throws it hard, fastball at 95, and a ground ball plus pitcher. He last pitched on the 16th against the White Sox and beat them. Well, the Blue Jays won 3-1. Ward did not get a decision. In fact, Ward hasn't won a decision since July 18th, so it's been a month. 2 innings for Ward, 47 pitches, 2 hits, a run that's earned. He walked 2 and didn't strike out anybody. 89 2/3 for Dwayne, 75 hits, 28 runs, 27 earned. 3 homers. He's walked 39 and struck out 74. Robin Yount 0 for 3. The thought being, usually after a pitcher gives up a solo shot, you only need the 1 out. But Flanagan gave up back-to-back homers to Molitor and Leonard, and that was his day. Pitch to Yount, struck him out. Stretch time, 2 runs, 2 hits, 4-1 Milwaukee. So the 2 solo homers for Molitor and Leonard, both the hits for the Brewers in the top of the 7th, and they now have a comfortable 4-1 lead. It'll be McGriff, Gruber, and Butera, maybe to face Teddy Higuera here in the 7th. Teddy has struck out 6 through 6. McGriff has struck out twice. He draws a walk this time. Brings up Gruber, who walked and stole 3rd. Now it's 21 on the year. He's 0 for 1. I would imagine, as it's now 80 degrees here in Toronto and the wind blowing out the center, that they can't wait to move into their beautiful new palace downtown. Sky Dome. Be ready sometime during the 89 season. Pitch to Gruber. Popped up. O'Brien takes off the mask, goes to the screen, and is he going to have room? No. 2-2 the count as McGriff goes back to first. Higuera's pitch. That misses inside and low. 3-2. So Gruber has worked it full. Walked once already. Ground ball to Swaim, should be 2. He's not going to get anybody. I think he tried to throw that ball before he had it. And by the time he realized it, it was under his glove, and the Blue Jays come up with a tying run with nobody out here in the 7th. So McGriff on second, Gruber on first on the error. And we look to the bench. We know Ernie Witt can catch. Who can hit a lefty? Well, it's going to be Rob Ducey. So Ducey does not have a pinch hit appearance yet. He's hitting .450, 9 for 20 with an RBI. You're not looking for power, you're just looking to extend the inning. Then you got Fernandez on deck and Mosby in the hole. Higuera was given the 2 solo homers in the top of the 7th and is in the process of having a hairball here in the bottom of the 7th. Ducey swings. This should be 2. Higuera to Castillo for 1. Over to Schroeder. That's 2. So 1-4-3. Higuera keeps the hairball in check. 2 out for Fernandez. Higuera, 27 batters, 118 pitches, 6 2/3, 4 hits, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts. Tony is 0 for 3 with a K. McGriff on third, ground ball to Castillo, and Fernandez is running and is going to reach. McGriff will score. Castillo commits the error. Fernandez is on first. It was a bad low throw, and they keep it from going out of play. So 2 out. That's the second Milwaukee error, and the Jays making a 4-2 ballgame. For Lloyd Mosby, who is 1 for 3, he has doubled and struck out. So Higuera takes a deep breath. Throws to first. Fernandez back. Barfield on deck. And if the inning should continue, George Bell. The inning continues as that's punched into center field. Fernandez. Is he going to go to third? Swaim should have had that. Fernandez runs all the way to third. Jays have runners on the corners, 2 out for Jesse Barfield, who is 1 for 2. He has doubled, scored, walked, and struck out. And he is now the tying run. He's the go-ahead run. Pardon me, the tying run's on first. So Mosby is 2 for 4. And the Brewers, again, this is not a good inning for Milwaukee, despite the fact they had 2 in the top of the inning. O'Brien settles down. Higuera. Teddy, deep breath. Struck him out. 2-2 fastball got him swinging. And the Brewers only concede the 1 run on a hit and 2 bad errors. And after 7, it's Milwaukee 4, Toronto 2. So Ernie Witt comes in the ball game. He is a 5 and a 4 behind the plate. He's a lefty. As far as the batter is concerned, he'll go in the 9 hole. I've been thinking of getting this game where you need an extensive knowledge of baseball to get the most out of it. Well, what is your knowledge of baseball? Let's start with that. I don't think so. Rob Deere is 1 for 2. He is singled, stolen a base, walked, and struck out. Dwayne Ward with the 8th. It'll be Bell, Fielder, and Lee in the 8th for Toronto. Deere, Meyer, and Schrader for Milwaukee, and Jim Adducci is going to pinch hit. Jim is a pinch hitter, 273, 2 RBI. Overall, 250. No homers and 8 RBI. So, start of the 8th inning, 4-2 Milwaukee here. Ward starts the inning. Ground ball to Lee. On the pit, throws to first for the out. So 1 away for Joey Meyer. Joey is 0 for 3. with a run scored. And Greg Brock is going to pinch hit. Brock hitting .201, 4 homers, and 34 RBI. So 1 out. Ward winds and deals. Struck him out. That's 2 for Ward. A 1-2 curve. Got him swinging. The only knock of the game is the closed engine, but you get very realistic results. Oh, absolutely. Schrader is 0 for 3 with a K. Now, Brock, you would think they would have waited for Schrader because you can't put the DH in the field. You lose your pitcher. Stays in the ball game and laces that one in the left center for a base hit. Bell will pick it up. So here's Swaim. Dale 1 for 3. He is singled. Runner on first. That's a 9th hit for the Brewers. Schrader not going anywhere. Fly ball, left center field. Mosby moseys over, and that's going to do it for Higuera. So it's the bullpen game now for the Brewers. Chuck Krim coming in. We go to the bottom of the 8th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. Milwaukee 4, Toronto 2. So Krim has not had a great replay. He is 4-7 with a 4.97 ERA. This is his 48th appearance. He's 27, fastball at 87, and a fly ball pitcher. He last pitched 2 days ago against the Indians and took the loss in a 5-4 ballgame. Inning in the third, 21 pitches, a hit, an earned run, and a strikeout. Overall for Chuck, 63 and a third, 76 hits, 43 runs, 35 earned. He's allowed 15 homers. He's walked 19 and struck out 34. Doug Jones, I believe, waiting in the wings. No, it would be, but he marked clear today. Bell 1 for 3. George has a single. I have somewhat of a knowledge, but only no means an expert. Yeah, I don't, the game gives you percentages about what should happen. Aducci, by the way, stays in the game in right. He's a 3 and a 3. And Brock stays as a DH. And Cook has great customer service, very user-friendly. I would, now, because you're not familiar with baseball, is there a season that you're most curious about? Pitch to Bell, ball 4, and Bell reaches on a walk for a fielder who's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. So the tying run is at the plate. Fly ball, left field. Leonard will come in and make the catch. And Bell goes back to first. 1 out for Manny Lee, who's 1 for 3. Manuel has an RBI and a single on the afternoon. 4 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors for Milwaukee. They've left on 6. 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors, and they have left on 7. Pitch to Lee. Struck him out. Krim got him on a 1-2 fastball at the knees, 2 out. Fred McGriff is 0 for 2. He has struck out twice, walked, and scored. It'll be O'Brien, Castillo, and Molitor to face Ward in the 9th. Bill, fly ball, right field. McGriff sends this one way back there. Tie game! McGriff gets a rouge and 2 runs, and it's 4-4. And the 40,000 here at Exhibition Stadium are woofing it up. You'd have thought you were in Cleveland in the dog pound. My goodness, that was well hit. And Teddy Higuera isn't going to get the win now. Chuck Krim coughed it away. For Kelly Gruber, who's 0 for 2, he has walked and stolen a base. And for Krim, in 64 innings, he's allowed 16 homers. How you doing, Everett? Tom Amansky is loving life right now. Make a video on that one. So 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Jays. They've left on 7. Milwaukee, 4 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors, and they have left on 6. Gruber, as we said, 0 for 2, a walk and a stolen base. Base is empty. Gruber swings, ground ball to second. Castillo throws to first. And we go to the 9th, and this one's all shiny and new. The big home run from Fred McGriff, the lone hit. But Toronto has tied this ball game at 4. So O'Brien, Castillo, and Molitor to face Ward here in the 9th. Charlie is 1 for 3. He has a single, a strikeout, and an RBI. Popped up. Fernandez waits. 1 out. For Juan Castillo, who is 0 for 3. To Manny Lee at second, over to McGriff. 2 out. So Ward has gone 2 innings, allowed a hit, following the back-to-back homers from Molitor and Leonard in the 7th. The Blue Jays have responded with 3. Molitor is 3 for 4. He actually needs a triple for the cycle. He has doubled, solo homered, scored twice, and stolen a base. Ward is fan 2 through 2. Got him. A 1-2 fastball, and Toronto is loving life right now. After 8.5, Milwaukee, no runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 9th here in Toronto, 4-4. So Witt, Fernandez, and Mosby to face. I'm surprised they're leaving Krim in. Ernie is hitting .247. He came in for Butera, who was pinch hit for earlier. Witt has hit 15 homers and driven in 53. Krim has a very New York 5.18 ERA. Ground ball to third. Molitor can't play it, and the winning run is on. Molitor with his 16th error. Krim will come out. That one took a weird hop on the plastic, and it hit off the back of Molitor's glove. And so Krim, his nightmare is over, except for the fact that he's on the hook for the loss. If Toronto wins, Mark Clear coming in, pitching change. This game coming to you from Exhibition Stadium in Toronto, Ontario. So here is Mark Clear. He's 32 years old. Fastball at 92, or 94 rather. He's making his 29th appearance. He's 2-0 with a 3 flat ERA. Episode 518. Oh my goodness. We're taping 234 this week. We got a ways to go, buddy. Mark Clear last pitched on the 17th, so 3 days ago against the Indians in a 4-2 win for Milwaukee. He went an inning and a third, 30 pitches, 2 hits, a walk and a strikeout. 27 innings, 16 hits, 10 runs, 9 earned, 2 homers. But here is the Achilles heel of Mark Clear. His control, well, Janet Jackson and Laura Brannigan says he doesn't have any. In fact, today is his last day with the Brewers. I don't know if he goes off to, if he got hurt or if he goes someplace for a pennant chase. But 27 walks and 22 strikeouts. So Tony Fernandez at the plate. He's not a good bunter. He is 0 for 4 with a strikeout. So this is Mark Clear's last day with the Milwaukee Brewers. Whether he meant that to be his last day remains to be seen. Walked him. So now you got the winning run on second, nobody out. And you're not going to bunt Mosby. He doesn't have the really good rating. Witt is on second. He's got to stay in the game. He's the lone catcher. You know what happens when you put in people who can't catch into situations, as Andy Van Slyke would remind you. Mosby is 2 for 4. He has singled, doubled, and struck out. So Witt on second. Fernandez pulls up the Adirondack chair and sits on first. The Brewers have made 3 huge errors. Pitch to Mosby. Struck him out. A 1-2 changeup. Got him. Swinging. So 1 out for Barfield, who is 1 for 3. Jesse has doubled, struck out twice, walked, and scored. And he does have 4 game-winning RBIs on the year, but that doesn't mean he's walked off 4 games. So you can't get much more tighter than this. With the winning run on second. Barfield at the plate. And Mark Clear on the mound. Doug Jones needed the day off. Pitch from Clear. Long gone! A walk-off homer. They needed 1. They get 3. And the Blue Jays win it 7-4. How about that? On a night where you thought that they'd blown it with a home runs to Molitor and Leonard off of Flanagan, Dwayne Ward comes in, and the Blue Jays get 1 in the 7th, 2 in the 8th, and a 3-run shot from Jesse Barfield to win the ball game 7-4. Now let's see what kind of momentum that gives Toronto going into the future. What a backbreaker for Milwaukee. So 3 hours and 43 minutes, and you bet our Digital to Dice MVP is Jesse Barfield. 7 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. They left on 7, and they go to 67 and 56. Milwaukee implodes. 4 runs, 9 hits, 3 errors, and they left on 6. Dwayne Ward gets the win. He's 6 and 5 now. 2 1/3, 1 hit, and 3 strikeouts. We told you that Chuck Krim was on the hook. He falls to 4 and 8. And Teddy Higuera, there was a shot of him in the dugout, his head in his hands. He went 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned. He walked 3 and struck out 7. He gave Milwaukee everything he possibly could. And then Mark Clear, again, it just happened that this is his last day with Milwaukee. What a way to go out. He gives up a walk-off home run to Jesse Barfield. And Barfield is your Digital Dice MVP, 2 for 4. He drives in 3 as he slams his 14th of the year. Wow. So that takes care of both ends of the doubleheader. My goodness. So let's play the rest of the Saturday in baseball. So Toronto remains 3.5 out. Detroit, by the way, has 2 in hand on Toronto. So, wow. Wow, wow, wow. The rest of the day in baseball, Cleveland beats Kansas City 2-1. Craig Swindell goes to 14 and 11. Charlie Leibrandt 11 and 10. Paul Savella 2 for 3. Reds beat the Cardinals 7-1 in St. Louis. Tom Browning goes to 16 and 7. Matthews 1 and 5. Eric Davis, it's his 25th. Drives in 4, goes 1 for 3. The Braves beat the Cubs 4-2. Zane Smith goes to 7-11. Oh, thank heaven. Calvin Schiraldi 3-13. Ken Oberkfell goes 3 for 4. Philadelphia beats the Giants 5-4 at the stick. Freeman 1-1. Glad to hear that Freddie Freeman's kid is doing a lot better. Awful big scare for him. He is out of the hospital after 8 days, so glad to hear that. Don Robinson 4-3 takes a loss for the Giants. Ricky Jordan 4 for 4 and 2 doubles. The Yankees shut out Seattle 9-0. Nielsen 1-0. Campbell falls to 2-9. Ricky Henderson 3 for 5 and a steal. Houston beats the Pirates 2-1. Nolan Ryan goes to 7-15. John Smiley 11-7. Billy Doran 4 for 5. Tigers keep pace with the Red Sox. They beat the White Sox 6-1. Walt Terrell 10-5. Bittiger falls to 1-3. Pat Sheridan 1 for 2. Hits his 13th and steals a base. In a battle of great teams, California 11, Baltimore 2. Lazorco goes to 1-2. Bautista 3-11. Johnny Ray 3 for 5 and 2 doubles. Twins get a game on Oakland and get a game on Kansas City. They beat the Rangers 8-5. Frankie Viola 15-7. Paul Kilgus falls to 6-11. Kirby Puckett 3 for 3 with a double. The lead is now 3. Tim Belcher, they don't win the game. Saw the highlight pop up. 9 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 11 strikeouts, and they lose in 11, 4-3 to Montreal. So Burke 4-4, Pena 7-4. The Reds' lead is 2.5. When we're with you on Wednesday, it'll be the Mets and the Dodgers. Bobby Ojeda versus Oral Hershiser. My word, what a ballgame. Jamie, send us a note or whatever about what you're most interested in, and we'll kind of work your way through it. So again, the final scores today in our doubleheader: the Red Sox beat the A's 8-5, and the Blue Jays walk it off on a 3-run homer from Jesse Barfield 7-4. And so the standings in the East: the Red Sox by 2 over Detroit, 3.5 on Toronto, 5.5 on Milwaukee. In the West, Twins 3 up on KC, 9 on Oakland. Mets 11.5 on the Pirates, Reds 2.5 on the Dodgers. Talk to you Wednesday for the Mets and the Dodgers, noon Eastern, 9 Pacific, 5 British Summer Time. So long, everybody.